Hey everyone, you're here with Mark Bow at PerfectGardens.com. So today we're going to get into the Roman regimen. This is the most advanced nutrient regimen for the nutrient line Nectar of the Gods. As you can see, they're incorporating all 17 products, including the pH up and down, versus their medium one that looks like this, and then their simple to use, which is down here. If you haven't checked out my other two videos in this series, I cover in Series 2 this nutrient line, and Series 3 this nutrient line. All right, so in this video, let's go ahead and get into Roman regimen.
Join our membership and get unlimited direct access to me. Sounds crazy? Here's the proof.
Okay, so I'm not going to dive too much into these ratios. It's here. I'll make sure to include a link in the description to follow along, but I am going to go through this as quick as possible. So the Medusa, Magic, and the Gaia, they are slightly the same, but there is some differences. And what I really like about this nutrient line I've talked about in the other three videos is that this nutrient chemist is feeding their microbiology. And they really do have some comprehension that if they feed their microbes, that the microbes are going to feed the plants. And I really like that. And if you go through all the products in their guaranteed analysis, all these links I've already brought up, they have soybean extract, feather meal, bone meal, worm castings, calcium nitrate, monopotassium phosphate, potassium sulfates, which are not heavy to the soil. In the Gaia, they have the kelp and the humic acid, which humic acid is important for rebuilding soil. Worm castings helps provide bacteria. Bacteria produces coenzymes. Your feather meal is actually literally poultry feathers ground up, and then your soybean meal is for nitrogen. Your Athens right here is an amino acid product. And what is amino acids and peptides? Well, 2 or more amino acids creates peptides. 50 amino acids put together, which is a long chain peptide, is proteins. If you look at your fingernails, your hair on your head, in your nose, your teeth, these are all created through the DNA chain. Well, your DNA is constantly producing amino acids, and as these amino acids build upon together, they create peptides and then protein chains. Well, these protein chains then go on to make your nails, your hair, your eyeballs, the color of your eyes, all that stuff. Same thing with the plants. So the plants, they have their genetics, they have their terpene profiles, their leaves, their stems, their roots, the type of the type of exudates that get released. All of that stuff is created through amino acids, peptides, and protein chains. So whenever you have a product that is relieving the plant from needing to produce amino acids and peptides, the plant's going to have more time to grow in other ways. So I'm a big supporter of peptides. Even for the human body, I'm a big proponent of peptides. The Demeter is a calcium product. The Megaformis is a phosphate guano product, so there's going to be additional phosphorus in this product for flower development. You have your Kraken. Your Kraken is a crab and shrimp shell product, which again is feeding your microbes. You have your Triton Troll, which is liquid bone meal and a calcium cartilage. So you have right here your fish bone meal, which again is feeding more of your microbes. And we've talked about this, right? The law of minimum and the law of tolerance. If you are increasing your macro and trace minerals, your plants will be able to function better. And I really do see this thoroughly throughout this entire nutrient line. They're not just adding more fish bone meal. They are actually getting different types of meals, which is increasing the trace mineral content. And by increasing the trace mineral content, you're increasing the thresholds for the law of minimum and the law of tolerance to have larger thresholds, which should relatively increase your yield, terpene count, and so on. You have your potassium, which is a seaweed product and a soluble potassium product. So it's going to help with more root development and other stuff, of course, cellular development, all that stuff. They have the Hyca hydration right here, which is a yucca product, and I completely understand why they're incorporating that and recommending it in there, because you are actually increasing all these other minerals, right? So sometimes that might create a cation exchange imbalance, which basically is a nutrient lockout. And by adding in a yucca extract, you're actually going to help break down the surface tension, which allows for more water permeability throughout your soil. And with that water content actually penetrating your soil, this whole cation exchange between all these other minerals that you're adding into your soil will be able to function better, because you don't want dry pockets in your soil. When you have dry pockets, then salt will begin to build up. So completely makes sense why they're putting in a yucca extract. Then you have your Aphrodite's extraction, which is your sucrose and your glucose. Your sucrose and glucose is, in a sense, more exudate, feeding your soil and your bacteria, and allowing your soil to produce more coenzymes for the bacteria, and helping your microbiology, your fungi, to retrieve the minerals and bring them back into your soil. Then you have your Pegasus potion. So this is a feather meal and a phosphoric acid. So as you can see all the way through this product, it's going to just say as needed. And right here, they're just saying if you feel your plants are getting a little yellow, or you think they need a little bit more nitrogen, this is going to be a great amino acid nitrogen product to give them. The Persephone is a molasses product, and what they're saying is that their molasses product, specifically the one that it is derived from, and I couldn't actually find the back of the bottle on this one, acts more as a chelating agent. So I thought that was really interesting. They also say that the sulfate has been known to enhance the natural aromas and flavors of the plant, which totally agree, sulfated minerals. Then you have the Herculum harvest. The Herculum harvest will actually help increase the natural uptake of the phosphorus in the soil, which phosphorus is what causes your soil and your microbiology to shut down. So I totally support this. And then your Zeus juice is your humic acid and your kelp extract. Again, they are helping to rebuild your humic soil, and they're helping to increase your trace minerals. Then you have your foliar spray for your potash, which what I thought was also interesting is I normally foliar spraying a biology product. They're recommending to foliar spray your potassium, which your potassium, I meant phosphorus. They're recommending to foliar spray your phosphorus product to actually help increase and enhance your flowers. Do I think this nutrient line is overdoing it? I'm not sure. I don't think so, actually. I can actually see why they're doing what they're doing and how they're doing what they're doing, and I would love to sit down with the chemist and ask him why he's doing a few more things, because when I just look at this nutrient line and the ratios, obviously I have to figure out the parts per million of this nutrient line. That's going to be the final thing. If this parts per million line starts to go above, let's say 11 to 1200 parts per million, I would probably say that there might be some things that they need to reduce. Down here, I could definitely see this one and this one being able to use with tap water, especially if you pH set your tap water. This one down here, I would definitely probably recommend to use RO water with this feed schedule. I would definitely say if you didn't use RO water and use tap water and pH set it, I could definitely see the parts per million going way above 1,000 to 1,200 parts per million. Sorry I didn't go over the ratios. As you can see, they're right here. I'll leave the link below. I thought it was more important to kind of understand what you're putting in and why you're putting it in versus the ratios this time. Thanks so much. Please like, share, subscribe. Have great grow, everyone.